Hi, this is Learning Activity 6, and I'm going to do a screencast walkabout of this assignment. There's quite a few steps to this, so I'm going to, I don't know, I'll do it in, maybe 10-minute steps. 10-minute increments apiece. And I'm just going to apologize right up front because this is not going to be seamless. I'm not a TikTok movie star. So I'm just going to do this and get the point across, hopefully. Okay, so this is Learning Activity 6 for my 300 class. It's about using the character box right here, which is where you make all your typographic decisions. Okay, just saying, everything that I just said is also written down. Bam, 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 bam. Okay? All right, so we'll do a step-by-step. Here are the directions, step-by-step directions. They're down here. And I'm going to edit them because this was written for a face-to-face class, and it just needs a little clarification. So I'll edit these as we go, and then I'll put them in here. Okay. So the objective is to open up a Photoshop document and create this image in Photoshop by using, all these typographic choices are determined by the character box. And then color and what else? There was something else. Oh, hold on. Purpose, task. I just want to say this right up front. Okay, so you've done it. Hold on. By using each option in Photoshop, in the character box, we'll be following the steps to create an image that's exactly like the one shown above. Within reason. That's your objective, to be able to do something that looks just like it. You'll learn the tools that way. So, find your creative spark should be word for word, including the colors. It's a tech assignment. Once you've done it, save it, then open it back up. So you have a new file, open it back up, save as. That means, okay, I'm going to change the title. So you don't, change your first file, which you've done. Okay. And then change up all of the colors and make your own color decisions and change the last two words. So it's, instead of find your creative spark, you'll be like, find your, well, you'll need like a word that's kind of long. Find your associative, psychological, whatever, class pet. I don't know. Put something else in here besides creative spark. It should be, somewhat of a long word. How many characters here? 2, 4, 6, 8. And then, a shorter word, so that it fits in here nicely. You have to think of a couple words. Okay. That's the objective. That's what we're aiming for. Okay. So my first step is, because we need to know these colors, you're not going to just wing it. In graphic design, there's specifics for sure. You don't wing anything when it comes to color or typography, if you have a client who's picky about it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take a screenshot. Command-Shift-4. Oops, did that wrong. Okay, so that we can sample these colors. All right, see? Here we have it lands on your desktop. Okay, that's good. We've got that right there. All right, what's next? Launch Photoshop, new document, 10 by 10 inches, 100 dots per inch. I'm going to change that to PPI. Dots per inch is kind of like an old-timey phrase. It's if you've been a graphic designer for 1,000 years, it's like, oh yeah, in the old days they called them dots. Now it's definitely pixels per inch in terms of the dialog box that comes up. Okay, inches are the unit of measure. not picas, in case yours comes up with picas. No background color. Okay, so we'll do that first. Step number 1. Photoshop. Create new. Okay, when I first launched this the other day, it was on pixels or something else. Make sure it's inches, or this will not work. 10 inches, 10 inches, 100 pixels per inch. This is called image resolution. See that word? Resolution. It means how many pixels are there per inch, and that's a square inch. So it's 10 pixels in height and 10 pixels in width, and in 1 square inch you've got 100 pixels, and that's a very low resolution image. That's tiny, just saying. Okay. All right, background, we want transparent. Okay, I think I have everything right here. Great. Okay, now, no background color. See, this is why I have to edit this. And if you have like a short attention span, sorry, you're going to have to just bear with me. This is like being in a lecture. Background color. Maybe you could speed it up on YouTube. Transparent. Okay. All right. This wacky checkerboard look means that you have a Photoshop document open and there's nothing on it. Now look I'm going to do something here. Where are my tools? Oh, here we are. Okay. My desktop is sort of pre-arranged. I just move stuff all around. When you launch Photoshop, it could be like buried with stuff on the right-hand side. I generally get rid of everything because it's just too visually disorienting, except for what I'm going to use. And we're going to use layers, and this is the character box. Okay, here's your tools. You'll need this. This is the option bar. This shows up like up here. Here, I'm going to show you one thing and then get to the next thing here. Hold on. Window, workspace. I'm going to hit Reset Essentials. Now this is sort of like how it will probably look when you open yours up. And this is what I mean, like I don't want to look at all this stuff. And this is a good example of something I've been meaning to do forever and I haven't done, which is look up, can I get rid of all this stuff without doing this? This is what I'm doing. Okay, hold on. See, I'm dragging it off, I'm clicking it off. I don't want all this stuff. Okay, here's layers. Path, I don't care about. Channels, I don't care about. This is a huge program. It's like driving a Bentley. And, there's a lot. You don't need to know this much to begin with. All right, tools, layers, option bar. See? It's there. So if you don't know it's up there, it kind of blends in. Now we need the character box. Window, character. Okay. Now, getting back to, we'll keep paragraphs too. Getting back to this look. This means it's transparent. Now, say this is called a marquee tool. I'm going to get in that and then go Command A, which means select all. See that look now? I'm going to fill it with white. Edit, fill, white. I'm going to make sure the opacity is 100%. Okay. All right. Now, if you open up a Photoshop doc and it looks like that, it's got, to pick a number, we've got 10 inches by 10 inches. Each one has 100 pixels, so that's like, this is a document with 1,000, or what's 100 times 100 is 10,000 pixels. Like, even though they're white and it looks like there's nothing there, I'm trying to blow it up to see these white pixels. Never mind. I don't know if you'll ever be able to see them. Let's change the color. A dull. Edit. Fill with, I'm going to say fill with a foreground color, which is pink. See, this is foreground, background. Okay, fill with the foreground color. Okay, now it's pink. Hold on. All right, now I'm blowing this thing up. See? These are the pixels. Lots of them. Okay, so if you open up, here's the bottom line. If you open up a document and it's white, that means there's white pixels, and that can be an issue. You know, say you have an image there and like, oh, I can't see it because you've got something white on top of it, possibly. You have to, you know, and these are layers. Just think of like a stack of stuff. One thing can be on top of another. Okay, now, we getting anywhere? Maybe I should stop the movie and review. No, we're only on step 1 here. Okay, note, do Command R to bring up the rulers. Okay, here we have the rulers up here. Very important. Rulers, rulers. They're probably not going to be there unless you do Command R on the keyboard. Now, and sometimes make sure it makes sense. You said 10 inches. You know, you stipulated a document that was 10 inches wide by 10 inches high. If you look up here and see a number that's like a zillion or some weird thing, I just double-clicked up here. Okay, I'm going to change it to pixels. See, if you look up here and say, oh, it says 1,000, shouldn't it say 10? That means you're not in inches, you're in something else. Okay. Some other unit of measure is what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right, so make sure that you are working in inches. Otherwise, you know, at some point you'll be totally flummoxed by why your document is not working. And it can be something as basic as I'm working in pixels, which are really tiny. But because it's on a screen, it's disconcerting. I mean, it looks fine, but it might not be. Okay. Until you learn image size, you know, what all this stuff means. Inches, resolution. Okay. All right. Back here. Okay, bring up the rulers. Bring up the character box. All right, one thing here I'm going to put in here. No, I already have it there. Okay. We need to establish some, drag some guides out. We're going to, let's go back to what we're doing. We're doing something that's a perfect circle, and we're going to place it right in the middle of this document. So we need to know where the document is, where the middle is. So I dragged out a guide. Now, how did I do that? I'm in this tool, this move tool. I bring the arrow up here, right? I started over here, but I'm going to start up here too. Hold down the mouse right in the ruler, and drag it down. And then when you get to where you want, let go of the mouse. Now we've established the very center of this page. So 5 inches, right? Because it's a 10-inch page, 10-inch document. All right. Okay, so far. Bring up the character box. Use the Bodoni typeface. Use the character box in Photoshop to create a document with the following specs. Make a circle from the center. Use the guides to establish the center. That's what we just did. Except we haven't made a circle from the center. Okay, we're going to do that. All right. Okay, to make a circle, you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to put another layer here. See, we've got a white word. So once we start setting type and we want it to be white, it's going to be hard to see. So I'm going to put put a color behind this, and then we'll get rid of it. This layer is just to be able to see what we're doing, really. This is hard, but it does, this checkerboard look is strange. Sometimes it's easier to see what you're doing, of course. All right, here, right? If I stay there long enough, create a new layer. I'm going to click on that. It makes a layer up on the top. We haven't done anything yet, so it doesn't really matter what's what. But I'm going to click on this and call it background. Okay, now I'm going to hold down the mouse and drag it down because it should be in the background. Okay, so in the background, let's throw a color in there. So again, select all. Now, make sure that you're working in this layer. See how it's, if you click off of it, it's not highlighted. Make sure it's highlighted. Otherwise, it can be tricky. Okay, so file, or what is it? Image. Where am I here? What happened? Okay, edit, fill. What color do we want? Pink. You know what? I don't know if I want to see that much pink. Let's pick another color. Light blue. Okay. See what I did? Clicked on that. Click, click. Brings up that color thing. Okay. Edit, fill with foreground color, 100%. Okay. All right. Now, up here you can go, here's select. You can go to deselect, which is also Command D, or I'm going to back up, which is Command Z, is backing up. To deselect, sometimes I just click in here in this tool and then click off. There's like a couple ways to deselect something. Here's another way up here. See, select, deselect. See, the keyboard shortcut is Command D, so I'm going to try that one too. Let's see, they all work. Good. Okay. All right, so this is the background. We don't want to mess with the background. I'm going to put a lock on it. This is just there for functional purposes. So here's a lock it up. Okay, now we're working on this layer. That means that when I lock this, it means that we can't put stuff on there. And then at some point, it would catch up to you and you'd be confused with like what's on, what's where. Okay. Okay, so we're going to make a circle. What we need is to know what color the circle is going to be. See this stroke? This like maroon kind of color. That's why I took the screenshot. So, before we make the circle, we need to know what color we're going to make it. It's easier, to work that way. So I'm going to right-click this and say Open with Photoshop. If you don't have a mouse that right-clicks, then you can hold down the Control button on the keyboard, and that works the same way. Okay, so I've opened up this thing that's on my desktop. It's a screenshot. Screenshots are pings, PNGs. It's a file saving format, like a JPEG. It's an image designation. Okay, you see up here, it says, okay, this is what you're working in. This is my screenshot. See, there's the word ping. Okay, so, and see, it's lighter. That means this is what I'm working on, as opposed to, here's my other document, which actually we should save, so it doesn't say untitled. Okay, so here's a screenshot. What am I doing? I'm trying to find out what this color is. Okay, I'm going to go to this color picker tool, eyedropper tool, and click on it. That puts this color into the foreground spot. If you double click on it, you can see what the color is. As a graphic designer, if you're going to be printing this, you should know what it is instead of just trying to sample it all the time. So this is what the color is made of. 30% blue, 100% magenta, 62% yellow, and 26% black. K means black. You can also use this, I don't know what they call that, index color or something. Okay, but just because I'm a graphic designer, generally for print, that's my background, I go to CMYK. I'm jotting it down. 30, 100, 62, 26. Okay, because I can never remember that many numbers. Okay, let me hit OK. Okay. We'll probably need this again. In fact, we will need it again to sample the purple and the teal and this nice orange. Okay, all right, back here. Now, where are we? We're only on step, what, 4. Okay. Up here's the marquee tool. See these weeny teeny little triangles? That means if you hold the mouse down, you'll have other tools underneath. The term is nested. Good quiz question, right? Nested tools. Means one's inside of another, like Russian nesting dolls. Okay, this is nested, so I'm going to hold down the mouse and go to the second tool, the circle tool, elliptical tool. Put the bullseye right in the very middle, hold down Option and Shift, and as I draw this circle, you can watch the numbers. See the width and the height? We're looking for an 8-inch circle. And that's good enough. Okay, then we have the color that we want right here in the foreground. And we'll go to Edit, Stroke. Stroke is the word for the outer edge of a drawn shape. And what did I say here? Stroke. Look at this, we're on step 6. Stroke, 35 pixels, same color. Same color, wow. See, this was written last semester. So I'm going to change that. Okay, here we go. Here's our circle. Now, deselect, Command D. See, you can't do anything else except for change, mess around with the circle. You can't do anything else until this is deselected, because the Photoshop is thinking, okay, the circle, okay, the circle. Okay, so deselect it. There. Okay, now let's review. See the background color? If I deselect that eyeball, it makes it invisible. We're going to throw this layer away in the end. This is where we are. A circle on a transparent background. Okay, hold on. Okay, steps 1 through 6. I'm gonna stop this right here, and then start again. Because if this if this goes on forever, it'll take forever for YouTube to upload, and the captions will never show up. And anyway, a little bit at a time, okay?